Hi everybody, this is another tool for Mapmakers. I'm calling it Map Comparer. If you are writing a script that will change the terrain of some map into another map's terrain, so in this case the previous map I showed you has nothing on it, and this one has two mountains obviously, and the maps are the same size, so 128 by 128 and the same. And this is the idea that Don't Talk had, who's the author of Border of Life and City of the Scorching Sun, some of my favorite maps, and several others. He was asking me if I could make an app to automate this task, where you have a whole bunch of lines of code like this in the script, where most likely people are manually typing these in right now. And if not, good for them, but if not, then this tool would be really useful, because seeing a mountain like this and how each tile is rotated and stuff, it's just very tedious. And while I'm at it, let me elevate this some. I'm not very good at this because I never do it, but add that. How about that? Maybe add a little bit of water around it. I don't know. Just something that we can distinctly see the difference between a blank map. And let's say that at some point in the game I wanted to create this mountain here, and then another part of the game I want to create this mountain here. Well, currently right now this tool is going to just generate all of these lines of code, but it's not going to separate by time. That's something you'll have to do yourself. But if you have all of these lines of code already written for you, then that will be less tedious work in of itself. But you can use different maps for different stages of the time. That would be the easiest way to do it. Just have several copies of the map, like name this final map 01 and then have another one final map 02 and then so forth as progress goes, or even name it after the specific time that the map is supposed to change. So like let's say 50 minutes 15 seconds, and you have multiple maps. Okay, so I guess you get the idea. What I'm gonna do, this map is named final map, and this one right here I have it named initial map. The maps are both the same size. If their maps are not the same size, this app is going to give you an error, but otherwise just double click on it and click find differences as the first, and then you go navigate into the remake folder. We want to look for the input map. That's going to be the map that has the changes in it already. I also say map to create script code from to try to make it even more clear. For us, that will be the final map. And then we go get the other one. This is the one that we're gonna add script code to make like the other map. And it doesn't take very long at all. As you can see, it's good to have this app in a folder to keep it clean, because all the files that this app is going to create are going to be in the same folder that it is in. I don't have it closed because you can do some other things. So compress code, what does that mean? Well, let's just take a look how many lines of code this is. This is 533 lines. Let's test if it works. I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to just copy from it and close. And your script will most likely have code. This is just extra code to add in, right? But I'm just going to write a on mission start to demonstrate. So I paste it in, over 500 lines of stuff. Save it. Now I'm going to quick play this map. And there you go. I mean, it was blank at the beginning, but now the script put everything in, and I even had some tiles over here that were unelevated on purpose, but it's hard to tell. What if I wanted to reduce this code? I'm going to undo that change and just have it like that, and my app is still opened. I'm going to open up the folder so we can see what's going to happen. But you say compress code and you just select the file that was generated. So to make things faster, maybe put this app into the map folder, or put the .map files into this folder from the map folders, if that makes any sense. That way when you want to navigate from one thing to another, you don't have to go to different parts of your computer to browse for different things. But anyway, let's see what it created. This is 12 lines instead of 533. Now will it be the same thing? We're going to find out. Just paste in here. The way this works, I let you in the app, I'll tell you in a minute, you can choose the names of these variables that will automatically be there, and you can reformat the spacings and whatever you want to do, but this has to go here, right? Or if you want to put it outside, you can put it outside too, but that has a different meaning, right? I'm just going to put it in here as a demonstration, and like I said, you can change the format of all of this, but it's just one for loop for each type of change that is made to the map. So I don't have map tile objects in here, but that's another option that is available from the app. And I guess I should show that in the next example, but I'm going to save this and quick play this map again and see if it does the same thing. And it does, right? Now let's say that you change your mind and you want to go to the, so you have to X out of here, you want to go to the source map and you say, well, I don't want to have these tiles here be created with the script. You're going to have to manually just hover over with the cursor and see the coordinates of them and remove those lines. So for us, maybe map tile set all the X's that start with 55. So this is going to be grass right here when we remove the X's with the 55. But when you want to work with code like this, it's like, wow. Because then you're going to have to remove the numbers from 4 different arrays and it's going to be a mess. So let's say that you don't have this code anymore, the original code after you compressed it after some time. All you have to do is, if you keep the code in this specific format where the arrays are in the same order and they're all on one line each, and the for loop that pulls from all of them is on the next line after the last one, just basically keep the format. You can put spaces if you want or whatever, and you can rename the variables as well to whatever you want. When you want to decompress it, that doesn't matter. The name of the variables doesn't matter, but it's going to give back whatever variables that are set in the app when you want to get back this code. Just to show that it works, I want to uncompress this compressed. So you come here and you say expand, and this is the compressed file. You can see the size difference too, right? And the one that it created is identical in size to the previous, and we click on it and we get it back. Okay, but I'm just going to X out of this one and delete it and delete the compressed. Let's take a look at this one and remove all the ones that it starts with X equals 55. You know, it's actually easier the way they're ordered. It's sorted by Y's, so it's easier to take away a horizontal line instead. Now I can reverse it so that it's going to be sorted by the X's, and I can show you how to do that actually from the app. But let me just show you this first. Right now it's sorted by the Y's. Let's get rid of the 54, for example. So there'll be a line of grass here when we get rid of it. So I scroll up to where it says 54 and delete all of those, and you can put a space, it doesn't matter, but I'm just going to get rid of it. Maybe I can just automatically at this point, because I don't want to waste my time, I can compress this. Okay, from the app folder, and I have the same variables as before. Delete this and keep the variables, and just copy everything but the variables. Paste it in, saved it. Okay, this is the final map, but I want to load the initial map that I called it. This is the output map. And there you go, right? So that's how you would do it. You'd have to manually see which is X and which is Y, but now I want to see if we can remove a vertical line instead. We're going to have to regenerate the data if you want it that way. All you have to do is right click on the app and say edit. I have Notepad++. All you have to do is scroll down. There's going to be 2 locations, so you just cut this Y line and paste it below the X, and then okay, that was one of them, but this is the other one. I have 2 of them, and I have 2 of them. I looped through it twice for speed so that it can do even the largest of maps in a few seconds. Literally, you can replace all the tiles, all the tile rotations, all the tile types, the tile heights, and the tile objects in 3 seconds from a 256 by 256 map. Okay, I saved it. Now let's do this again. Let's say find differences. The input map, which will be the final that has stuff on it, and the output map, which was blank, and I say okay. This was just created. Now you can see it's the other way around. Now the X's are increasing and the Y's are random. Now let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and load the final map, quote unquote, again, and let's see if we can get rid of, let's say 61 for X. All X's for 61, because there's no changes. I didn't make any changes above or below this mountain exactly. I'm going to delete that compressed one and just take a look at this so we don't get confused. Let's say X equals 61. It's not that many as I thought. Now let's compress this. Copying it. And gonna replace all of this with it. And load the blank map and quick play it, and there you go. This is not really important, it's just to demonstrate that if for whatever reason it's more convenient for you to have either the lines of code sorted by X or Y, that's how you do it. But anyway, I changed them back as a default, and I guess let me show you how fast it works for a big map. Let's say that I have a, which I call Border of Life 2. This is a 256 by 256, and Border of Life itself is also a 256 by 256 map. There's lots of map tile objects on here. What I could do, because it takes the game 25 minutes to create this, I tried it once and it did work. But let me just try to save this, save a copy of this map, and resize it. You can put negative. So not that one. Maybe I just want to take from the, yeah, I'll keep the left side. So I'll say minus 200. Wait, and then also minus 100. So that's just this and nothing else. Okay, so the map dimensions is important. Interesting, I've never done this before, but okay, the map dimensions are, we need to see 56 by 156. 56 by 156. Create new map, and I always just put one unit on here because in I don't know if it's R6720 or what, but it won't let you save the map unless you have at least one unit on it or one road tile or something. And also it's very important to reveal all so that you can see. And I don't want to play this map. BOL for Border of Life 2. Okay, now I'm going to open up the app and find Border of Life 2 as the input map. And then BOL2 for output. And it will name it, as you can see, they're named different things. So that's another good thing about it. It's going to name it after the output map. I can compress it. Why not? Because of right now, it's 18,000 lines. But no matter how many lines it is, if it has map tile objects and heights and tile rotations or types, all four of those, then we can see how many lines it's going to be. It's only going to be 17 lines of stuff. There's nothing in this script. So I'm going to add procedure on mission start again. And I know there's going to be a var line. I'm just going to put it now. And copy all this and paste it in here, and then just cut that line and put it there. And this scripting editor goes crazy when there's a lot of numbers. I'm gonna make it no colors at all. Anyway, let's see. This is the map. Let's quick play. Let's see what happens. Wow, right? It's crazy, but it works. It works. For some reason, I think KaM Remake is flawed because it's just, it takes 25 minutes to do the whole thing. But you saw how fast this was. When you want to start the game, it was almost instant. But every single detail is present. This is just something else I want to mention. The functions I wrote for compress and uncompress are very generalized. It can be generalized to, at least right now, to any KaM scripting action where all the arguments or the numbers inside the parentheses, they're all just numbers, not constants like this. So I can take this, for example, and if we wanted to compress this with this app, we can do that. First, I may just make a input folder and call it before, and I'll make an after by the compression. So I'm just going to paste this in here, but I need to copy this name, and in the scripting language this is player and then X and Y, so you have to know that. And I have it at the very beginning. All you have to do is just make a copy in Notepad++, Control R. You just click on the line, you can make a copy of the line. And I have on my clipboard plan add road. So I just overwrite it, and the X and Y coordinate can stay, I guess. We can maybe call it X's instead, comma, Y's. You can have different variable names for each of them, and it will put them all there accordingly if you use all 4 in this case. But let's change this loop variable to argui instead of I, just to demonstrate. Oh, and I forgot to add player. So you have to add that in too. So I don't know, player or players. All right, I saved it. So again, my before file, I'm going to compress it. Okay, this is it compressed. As a comparison, I just copied from before. 5 additional lines instead of 13, but no matter how many lines you have like this, if it's 500 or 5,000, it doesn't matter. It will still be 5 additional lines. Just the basic idea for the advantage of a loop. But how is this feasible normally, to put all these into arrays, right? It's just not. But if you write a program to do it for you, then it's all okay. Uncompressed works the same way. So if I just delete this and I save this, I can use the app to expand. Okay, so there it is. And then now before expanding, now we're back to the 13 lines again that we had originally. So this app is here for you to speed things up, to shorten the number of lines in your script. And I could change the app so that, because right now, if you want to find the differences between 2 maps, let's say Border of Life as the input, and then that tiny little blank map that I showed you before is the output again. It's going to tell you this because it just doesn't make sense to me at this moment in time, but if someone makes sense of it to me, then I can change this, that it won't quit if the maps aren't exactly the same size. Anyway, this is the app. As you can see, it's not that many functions. For right now, when I release it to you, I'm going to just change the variable to I, and I'm going to remove this and just have that, and you can add it in yourself if you want it. But this is the only part of this entire thing you need to change, unless you want to come down here and switch the X's with the Y in both places in order to have it sorted by the X's or sorted by the Y's. It's up to you. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.